On this edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast, the Sylvan Lake Gulls have their first manager, and they didn't have to go far to find him. Welcome to episode 102 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. With no 2020 Western Canadian Baseball League action, all eyes are now on 2021. Many in central Alberta are excited to see the Sylvan Lake Gulls hit the field. They are the first team in the region since the Red Deer Generals, who were part of the league back between 2004 and 2006. Over the last few months, the expansion team has unveiled its name and logo, and with less than a year to go until opening day, the on-field part is now starting to take shape. On July 28th, GM Akil Samuel held a news conference to introduce the team's first head coach.
We had some criteria. We were looking for somebody that could really get this thing off the ground for us. The ownership team, unfortunately, Graham and Jen Schetzel can't be here today. We're all competitive people. You know, we wanted to put a coach in that's going to help us compete right away. So we looked, our criteria as we were looking at hard skills of a coach. So that's things like, knowing the game, right? Knowing the game, being able to hit and run in the right situation so Graham and I aren't pulling our hair out in the stands. We found that guy. We needed somebody that's got the connection. So for people that don't know, these are college-age players that we're going to be bringing to Sylvan Lake. We're going to be recruiting in the NCAA Division I and II ranks, junior college ranks in the States, NAIA in the States, and the Canadian College Baseball Conference. So the coach that we are bringing on needed to have those kind of connections where we can recruit players from, some big D1 schools in the States right down to some of the close local CCBC schools. So that was part of that criteria as well. The soft skill part of what we needed in a coach was really important to us, right? We needed somebody that's going to be able to take this thing off the ground, protect our brand. It needs to fit into, what we're doing here. We take that part very seriously. And we really needed somebody that could understand the central Alberta demographic of baseball fans, right? So we needed somebody that was familiar with the area. So that was part of our process. We've been working on it for months, and very excited for this next part here. So without further delay, Gulls baseball fan, let's welcome the first ever coach in our history, Jason Chatwood.
Chatwood's resume is lengthy. He is involved in almost every aspect of Central Alberta baseball and has a few connections to help recruit players for the summer. As we continue to catch up on some of the news from the past few weeks while we were on hiatus, we wanted to bring you a conversation with the new skipper. Here now is our own Ian Wilson.
Very pleased to be joined on the podcast today by Jason Chatwood, the new and first head coach of the Sylvan Lake Gulls of the Western Canadian Baseball League. Jason, how does that sound?
Yeah, definitely. It sounds good. It's obviously very, very exciting, and obviously very honored and privileged to get the position as well.
Tell me a little bit about how that all came together. When Sylvan Lake, that team was announced, was this something you pursued aggressively? Were you courted? Just run me through how we got to this place.
Yeah, I think obviously once they announced that there was a team coming to our area, and obviously it was announced that it was Sylvan Lake. I have history in Sylvan Lake. I obviously was able to work and teach there for a number of years, and something that I talked a lot about with my wife, just to see if potentially we think that this is an opportunity, if it were to work out, something that we'd be happy with. So talked with her lots, and obviously, with my current position with the academy, and talked to my administration there to get their support before I actually kind of went through the application process, and then I reached out to Akil and management and kind of expressed interest in them, and then I think Akil did a tremendous job as far as the process of kind of going through everything and not a bunch of pressure on his end. It was, he wanted to make sure it was the right fit for myself and my family. So that's what I would say. I reached out, and then we kind of just got to know each other on a personal level a little bit too, and then from there, I think that's when things started to pick up and have more serious conversations about the Gulls.
Akil Samuel is the GM and the president of the team. Did you know him very well before this process, or were you just getting to know him as you were doing interviews and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I would say like I know more so knew of Akil from like back when he used to coach in Sherwood Park actually, and I was kind of back in midget. I would say that would be probably closer to the first experiences. So I definitely knew of him. I knew that he was living out in BC. And then, yeah, obviously when he moved out here and got to touch base with him, and then we had him into the academy a little bit and invited him to our showcase and that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, it was just it was nice to get to know him better and start to build that relationship with him.
Tell me a little bit about baseball in that area. You're a teacher in Red Deer. The St. Joseph Academy just started up last year, I believe. There's a lot kind of going on there. And I mean, I guess, how about your roles? Are your roles going to be impacted with this new coaching gig? Are you dropping anything? Just walk me through that.
No, so yeah, like I'm like the teacher and lead instructor at the academy, and I obviously work with our director, Scott Murray, and then we're building a really, really solid team of coaches with the academy. But yeah, as far as that, these will probably be my main two focuses. I'll be able to focus on the academy during the school year, and obviously be able to work alongside Akil with the recruitment piece, and then a big portion of my summer will obviously be focused with the Gulls. So I think that having the support with the academy was huge. With them supporting me in accepting this role, so it's something that between the two, I think it's going to be a really exciting kind of like a partnership or relationship, I guess you could say, and you could see some of the the positives if you look kind of down the road at what Okotoks has been able to build with their academy and their summer program, and obviously those kids in the academy. It's nice when you get to see a lot of those kids back on that summer league team when they're playing collegiately as well.
I assume that is some of the incentive is having a bit of a feeder system, right? You mentioned Okotoks, Edmonton did have Prospects Academy for a time there. Is that kind of the idea that you'd like to see, locally trained players that also that you have some familiarity with, kind of eventually playing on the Gulls?
Yeah, I think that's always the goal. Like if we have, any players in Central Alberta that kind of fit what we're looking for in players for the Gulls, then we would love to have those guys be able to come home and experience the summer ball, and then also you get to come home and spend some time with family and friends and kind of be a part of that community and give back a little bit as well. So I think that obviously if it's a right fit for the Gulls and a player in our area, we would love to have those guys, absolutely.
What's it like having this kind of announcement over the weekend? Normally you'd have I don't know what the turnout was like or that kind of thing, but normally obviously you'd have a packed room, people shoulder to shoulder. The pandemic has changed a few things, and I noticed in the announcement you and Akil shared some hand sanitizer before shaking hands. Is it a little bit odd to have a moment like this kind of in this environment?
Yeah, I think I think kind of everything's a little bit different right now, regardless of what you're doing. So I wouldn't say it necessarily took that much away from the experience. I thought Akil and them did a great job of hosting the event, and obviously, like in normal terms, there would have been more people there, but I think that kind of based on what he was telling me, it sounded like there was quite a few views as far as people kind of tuning in and showing interest throughout the Facebook Live. So, I mean, I think that in the area of Sylvan and Central Alberta, for sure, I think that there's Akil and Graham and Jennifer and the organization. I think they've done a great job as far as kind of creating a buzz and that excitement where people are very, very interested in following the team and looking forward to the 2021 season.
Central Alberta seems like a logical place for the WCBL to set up shop and to go. What can you tell us about that area as a baseball market?
Yeah, I think like Central Alberta. I mean, well, obviously Sylvan Lake and Red Deer and all the surrounding communities within within probably a half an hour drive. I think there's a huge attraction, and I think the numbers in this area for these surrounding areas and their minor ball programs is huge. So I think that hopefully we can get that and build those relationships with all those associations and have that support. But I think it's going to be a great opportunity for some of those younger players and families to come check it out. Like I know that it was not uncommon for a lot of families in this area to drive down to Okotoks for a night or drive up to Edmonton for a game. So I think to be able to provide that opportunity kind of right in our backyard is going to be awesome for our area of the province.
Every now and then you hear kind of people talk about expansion for the WCBL. You may hear of talk of going to BC and that kind of thing. But in many ways, I've kind of thought, markets like Airdrie or Sylvan Lake or Red Deer kind of make sense in terms of reducing travel and kind of strengthening what's nearby. How do you kind of look at that?
Yeah, well, I think the league's done a great job. I mean, I played a summer in the league in 2008, and just it's been awesome over the last few years to see the growth and what they've done, and I think it's turning into a league that a lot of schools are really interested in wanting to send their players up here to Canada. Especially, obviously, the great thing too is if you look, Canada's doing an amazing job and sending more and more players down to play collegiately. So I think that it's like another great opportunity, another great summer league, and I think that Sylvan to me seems like a perfect fit for the Central Alberta area. I think the travel will be good, and I think that it's something that the community itself and the lake and the experience and everything like that. I think it's going to be a very enjoyable summer for a college player to come up and experience it.
Is there any update on the new stadium, or where are things at with that?
Yeah, I think that it sounds like within this next month, it sounds like a lot's going to be happening. I think that obviously the rain and the weather has delayed some things. I think they can't go much farther until some things dry out. But I know a lot of the structural stuff is being built off-site, and then it's being transported to the location. And then also, like I know that the installation of the grass and the turf infield is coming along soon. I believe that's going to be kind of right away the grass, and then I think towards the end of summer, early fall is going to be the turf. And I'm not exactly too sure on the details with that. I know Graham's been doing a lot of that stuff with all the field.
I assume there's some nerves with that, kind of getting the nest set up and that kind of thing for the Gulls. But it's got to be pretty exciting, the prospect of a new stadium and just getting the keys to a new car kind of feel.
Yeah, I think so. Like I was pretty fortunate. I got to see some a little more detailed plans of what's kind of in store for the field on Sunday, and I believe it's going to be like state of the art. Honestly, I think it's going to be all around outstanding facility, and I think that the experience for fans to come and watch a game is going to be top notch. And I think there's more than just the field too. I think the town of Sylvan Lake is that whole area. They're redeveloping that whole area kind of into a sporting community, and they're mentioning they're putting in a new campground and a splash park for the water kids and some community fields and a new football field. So I think that area, the town, is really, really starting to grow and develop. And I think the first piece of that, I think, is the stadium. And I think that it's just gonna, and the access to get to the field right off the highway, I think it's gonna make it ideal for people even outside of the community to come in, and also people within the community.
I can't wait to see it. I assume that one of the next big steps for you, if it's not already happening, is player recruitment for the team and just making sure that you're able to hit the ground running and have a competitive squad. Is that going to be you handling the bulk of that? Is that a team effort with Akil? How's that going to look?
Yeah, that'll be a team effort. So we're going to kind of work alongside each other there, and we've kind of already been having some meetings and been talking to a few college and university programs, as well as talking to some players directly. And Akil's kind of done all of that to start. And I guess now that it's official that I'm kind of part of the organization, now I'll be able to help out a little bit more with that as far as the reaching out and having communication piece. So it's, I think now that it's kind of official, it's kind of the fun part gets to begin, and we get to plan on building our team.
I noticed you're an alumni of Colby Community College Trojans, which has some great baseball alumni, and we seem to notice every year that there's a lot of Alberta content on those teams. Are you going to go circle back to your old school and maybe be talking to some of the players there, some of the coaches there?
Yeah, I would say. I think Coach Carter there, me and him got a pretty close relationship. So, and I think honestly that he has really taken advantage of recruiting up in this area, and I think he understands kind of what type of a player he's going to get when he recruits an Alberta player. So, I absolutely we're gonna be in close contact with him, and that's the big thing, is building those relationships with those coaches to find the right home for their players in the summer, and hopefully that for some of them it's Sylvan Lake.
When you were announced as coach over the weekend, I went on Twitter, and a very unusual thing happened. I'm very used to going on Twitter and seeing a lot of negativity and toxicity, but your name was pretty universally well received in that role. What does it mean to you to have so many people just saying, yeah, this seems to be the right guy for the right place and the right time?
Yeah, I think it's definitely very humbling for sure. I think that kind of born and raised in Innisfail, and I grew up here, played my minor ball kind of in the Innisfail Red Deer area, and had a lot of family and close connections with friends, and was able to come home when I finished my career at Gonzaga and started my teaching career as well. So I think just it's been overwhelming, to be honest with you, the amount of texts and calls and messages on that front as far as the support piece. So I think it's exciting, and I'm gonna do everything I can and work as hard as I can to help make the Gulls a successful organization.
What does a successful 2021 WCBL season look like for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, in your opinion?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, we're going to try to be as competitive as we can. I think that the league is extremely strong, and we're going to have to do a good job and recruit those players and the right type of players, and make sure that they have a great experience. And obviously you want to win. That's a big reason why you play the game. So we want to go and we want to help develop the players, but also everything's better when you're winning. So that's obviously that's going to be a goal of ours, to come and compete, and we want to make sure that everyone knows, when they come into Sylvan Lake, they're going to have a tough game and they're going to have to battle. And then same thing obviously when we go on the road. We want to make sure that teams know kind of what they're going to get, and have a team that goes and works hard and is going to be competitive.
Circling back to the recruitment side of things, how nice is it to be able to offer up time at the beach as a team perk? That's not really one that you get a lot of in the WCBL markets.
Yeah, I think it's obviously the lake gets pretty busy, so I don't know that it's going to be a perk, but it'll probably have to be something we're going to have to manage, so they're not spending too much time at the lake. But no, I think for you, same thing, the experience. I think it just adds one more thing, and it's a different piece. So I think that the town has really got behind this thing, and it's really showing the support. So I think for a recruitment standpoint for a player, I think knowing what they're going to get if they were to come to Sylvan is they're going to get treated very well. I think ownership and management has expressed that right from the beginning. When I started talking to them, is they want to take care of the players. They want to make sure that they have a good time and a good experience, and they also want to support them in any way possible as far as that on the baseball piece, and helping do what we can do to help them and develop them and grow as a player. So I think that's I really do. I think that it's going to be a very fun place to play. Probably one of those things you think back when I was playing. It's like if there was an opportunity like this back when I was playing, you would have jumped all over it.
Jason, congratulations again on the new role. Really exciting things happening up there in the area, and sounds like you're very deserving of the role you've got. So congrats on that, and all the best in 2021. And we hope you'll keep in touch with us and let us know some of the developments that are going on as the year progresses and we enter next season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything you guys need, and I appreciate you taking the time to call and do this.
Congrats again to Jason Chatwood on becoming the first field manager for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and thanks to both he and Ian for the great conversation. A big thanks as well to all of you for downloading and listening. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. We are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. Until next time, thanks for all of your support, no matter the platform, of Alberta Dugout Stories.